Hello everyone, welcome to this new video where I'm going to share with you this very challenging case. It's a case where 2.6 and 2.7, 2.6 has an acceptable root canal with a very large composite filling, recurrent caries. The 2.7 has a mesial composite that has extremely deep recurrent caries underneath it as well. Patient came in with chief complaint of food impaction and bleeding between the gums. So after thoroughly examining the 2.7, I decided that it's still vital, and even though it has a deep cavity, I'm going to restore it. Hopefully I don't get a pulp exposure. The 2.6, it's borderline restorable, but I decided to restore it with composite. It's going to be a challenging case, but I'm gonna show you how to tackle these cases in a very easy way. It's it's a matrix band that I use, and it makes my life much easier in these extremely difficult situations. You could change a situation from this into this in no time, and it's actually predictable, and it's basically one of the only matrix bands I use, and it's very predictable in these difficult situations. You see the 2.6, the root canal is okay, but there is recurrent caries. The 2.7, the caries is really deep, almost both of them to the bone level. These situations, I don't think any other matrix band could be able to restore these restorations into this. So we're going to start with checking the bite first, getting an idea of how this patient bites on his teeth. We're going to place a W8A matrix band clamp, place the rubber dam. I like to place the rubber dam in two steps. First the clamp, and then I place the rubber dam. Flossing the rubber dam in, taking a look at what I have to do. I'm gonna snap that piece of rubber dam. It's gonna interfere with my work, and it's not needed. So this is kind of a view of the 2.6 and 2.7, and I'm gonna start with my 5.7 carbide burr. So continuing, so my goal here is I want to remove the diseased tooth structure, the caries, and some of the composite. Now I am going to use the slow speed number 4 carbide burr to kind of remove all the caries. Notice that I'm not going to go deep in the pulp chamber in this case. Usually I like to go and remove all the composite, but in this case I didn't feel the need for it. It's just gonna complicate the process more. So I decided to keep that layer of composite that was remaining. The biggest challenge here is that distal margin. It's going to be extremely subgingival all the way to the bone. And I'm going to show you a beautiful way how to restore those most difficult situations in a bit. Continuing, this is what we're going to be dealing with. Give me a matrix band that could successfully restore that tooth in one shot. I tried every matrix band on the market, and a lot of them are great matrix bands for different situations, but this greater curve matrix band works almost in every situation, no matter how difficult the situation is. So this is the wide greater curve. It's a little hassle to put it on initially because it has a constricted way. You see on the distal there, it's kind of catching. You see that catch on the distal. So what my aim is, I'd like to put a few markings. These markings are going to aid for my adjustment. I'm going to adjust opposite to those markings. This way, the matrix band is going to go nice and deep on the mesial. It's not going to be caught up on any gum or any tissues. So let's say you have a deep distal margin, you kind of adjust the mesial. This is kind of a custom-made way after trial and error and doing thousands of fillings, when you have like a deep distal side or a deep mesial side, you have to do this adjustment so you could go past that cable surface margin. Now the matrix band back in there, I think I got a better seal. Now what I'm doing here, I got that thin carbide finishing burr, and I am finishing that that margin, and I'm actually doing a little bit of a crown lengthening here with the high speed round diamond. It's kind of reducing the level of the bone, just very slightly. And it's going to remove any tissue tags. It's going to reduce the chance of bleeding too much. I'm going to put the greater curve matrix band back in. You see where I adjusted, and you just kind of guide it with your Explorer. And one of the Explorers I have in my restorative kit is like a perio probe, where I guide the matrix band. You see here, like let's say it's on the distal, I kind of guide that matrix band away from the cable surface. I just kind of push it away, and while I'm pushing it away, I push the matrix down with my thumb. Okay, and you kind of have the feel that okay, yes, it's past the cable surface margin, and now I tighten it up. Now let's see what we're dealing with. Now don't worry about that bleeding. This matrix band, it isolates really good. It's it's a great tool, not only for forming the filling. It does like a great isolation. See how how you get a good seal on the cable surface margin. The two most important things for a successful filling is that seal and a good contact. I'm going to teach you how to make a contact in these situations. What I do is I create a window in that matrix band, and the way I create the window is I get a diamond ball, or you could get a diamond football shaped burr, and put it on the high speed and just brush it. You see how I'm brushing it very slightly, just to kind of perforate the matrix band. So what this does is when I'm doing the filling is going to be in direct contact with that neighboring tooth, and you're going to get a great tight contact. This contact is going to be nice and strong, and no food impaction is going to happen. I'm going to start with the etch. With the bonding agents I use, I don't have to etch, but in this case I just wanted to etch, kind of clean up all that gunk. And now I'm washing it nicely, and I'm sure a lot of people are asking, you're gonna bond the molar to that premolar for sure. Actually, yes and no, and I'm gonna show you what's the next step. So now we're going to go into the bonding process. While in the bonding process, I'm going to explain a little bit more. Now, yes, you do get part of the 6 bonded to the 5, but you're going to break that contact once you remove the matrix band. It's easily broken. And what remains is a nice contact. Okay. Now, maybe some of you guys are asking, why didn't you do the window on the distal? Well, because I'm gonna fill up the 7 in a bit, so I don't need a window on the distal. This is a material I use. It's called Sherfill STR Flow. It's like a bulk flowable, and I like it in these situations. It's fast, it's efficient, and it's bulk flowable. Put a couple of layers. And I really like the the radial opacity. I've been using it for about 10 years, and it's great in my hands. I'm sure there's a lot of bulk flowables out there, but this is the one I prefer to use mostly. Another bulk flowable I like to use is the Boco bulk flowable. It has a nice long, thin tip, just like this one, but it's a little bit longer. See, I'm just kind of pushing the matrix band while I cure. That's I don't need a contact on the distal. I just wanted to push it a little bit. Now I'm going to start with my snow plow technique. I'm going to put a little bit of flowable. I'm going to put packable, and I'm just going to push it all over, so there's composite everywhere in the nooks and crannies. In these steps, I'm not trying to have a sexy looking filling at this moment. I just want the basics of the filling. I want it to fill all the voids, the nooks and crannies. I don't want any voids at all. Now we're gonna get my ball burnisher, and I paint the ball burnisher with a little bit of wetting of a composite wetting agent. Getting my Explorer just to kind of shape that mesial there, and cure. I think I'm gonna put another layer. Let's see if I put another layer. Actually, yes. So I'm gonna put just a few drops of flowable in that floor just to kind of get all those nooks and crannies, and then I squish the packable composite on top of it. And this is how it is. Okay, just continuing with the steps. I'm gonna fast forward here for a bit. This is just basic. Just adding more layers of composite. I just want the basic shape of the tooth. Okay, see how that composite doesn't look good now, but I'm gonna make it look good in a bit. I'm gonna remove the matrix band. Now this is the part that a lot of people ask me. I get a hemostat or one of my favorite instruments, and so you hold it nice and tight, and then you lean it against the tooth. Sometimes it breaks, sometimes it doesn't. In this case, I think it's gonna break. Well, if it breaks, it's no big issue. Okay, you grab it nice and tight. Oh, no, actually, it broke in 2 pieces. So the buckle and the distal part. Now I'm going to finish and polish the occlusal surface. Believe it or not, the favorite burr I use for this is a 5-7. It just takes out the bulk, and it's quick and easy. Now this burr here is a white stone on a high speed from Shofu. It's really good for defining the grooves. Does a nice finishing and polishing action. This is one of my go-to kind of at the last stages of defining the occlusal anatomy. Don't be afraid to go subgingival. The gum is going to be a little sore for the first couple of days, but it's very important to kind of finish any flashes that are subgingival to avoid any overhangs. This is a mistake that I see a lot of new dentists go into, is they are afraid of touching the gums or going underneath the gum line. Now we're going to start with a 2-7, starting right now. Starting with that 2-7. Stu 7 has a composite with recurrent caries. Now the reason the recurrent caries happened is basically there was an open contact. Anytime you have an open contact, for sure there's going to be caries. And the caries gets quite deep without the patient noticing. Now I'm going to be very careful. I'm going to try to avoid any pulp exposure. Again, I snap that rubber band piece between the two teeth. The margin is way subgingival and almost to bone level on the second molar as well. Again, I'm cleaning the caries peripherally as much as I can. Now this is a great chance for you to finish that distal, the distal part of the 2-6 as best as you can. Try to make it flat. The flatter it is, the better contact you get. You get a flat, broad contact on the interproximal. You come in with a disc. Disc is great for this as well. Finish it, polish it as best as you can. You could flip the disc and just kind of come in at different angles. There's no excuse for you not to have that distal margin of the 6 perfect now. It should be as perfect as possible. Now you could, the good thing with these Softflex discs is you could flip them and do all margins. Now we're going to get the greater curve again, because this is a subgingival one, like a deep subgingival. We're going to use a wide greater curve. Okay, and again, I'm going to put two marks, and you see where those marks are. Those marks, adjacent to those marks, we are going to adjust the matrix band so it's shorter on the distal. That makes the matrix band slide more subgingival on the mesial of the matrix band. So I'm going to get my high speed round or whatever diamond you want to use, just to kind of adjust adjacent to those marks you have. I find that diamond is best for this. Carbide kind of shadows that matrix band and makes it very sharp. So diamond is my go-to, and it's better than scissors. Scissors just kind of bend them, and it's not going to be as nice as the diamond. Now, once you do that, the matrix band should slide underneath that contact. Once it slides, you could feel it. You could feel it kind of goes nice and deep. You hold it with your finger, and then once you're sure that it's beyond the cable surface margin, then you could tighten the Toffler-Meyer matrix. Now this takes some trial and error, and with experience you get better and better at it. Again, it's quite deep, and you see how that beautiful seal you get there. And now we're going to make that window, and this is going to be a good filling. Now this tooth might need a root canal in the future, and this is explained to the patient. I warned the patient about that possibility, but you could appreciate that seal on the bottom, and it's really hard to get that seal with any other matrix band where it's really close to the bone level. Now I get my ball burnisher and burnish that margin. We're going to make that window just like we did on the other tooth. Again, very slightly, you slide the finishing diamond against the first molar to get that window. Okay, there's a really nice tool on the Reader's Curve website where you could kind of learn how to do this. If you are afraid for the first time, you could get that tool, but once you get used to it, it's really easy. Going through the bonding process, and just make sure that these videos are edited. Sometimes you see that like maybe he never bonded enough, or he never cured enough. You know, everything's nicely bonded and cured, but sometimes I just kind of edit to the video, so the video is shorter. I'm just showing the most important parts of of these fillings. A case like this does take time. It's not like 20 minutes or 30 minutes. Sometimes these take an hour or even more. At first, do the job well, and it'll get faster and faster with time. Again, just like with the other teeth, we're gonna put the composite, pack it, and we get the ball burnisher. Make sure the ball burnisher is soaked in one of those composite wetting agents. The wetting agent I use is called Seam Free, and it's really good. Some of those wetting agents show on the X-ray like little voids and stuff. This one doesn't show on the X-ray, and it's nice. I've been using it for a long time. Now we're going to cure, removing the matrix band. Really easy. So just with that tool, and it's going to come out. It needs a little bit of force, and sometimes you have to lean that matrix band against the tooth. Again, the finishing and polishing process, the seam burrs, nothing special. Soft flex discs and the finishing carbides are a must in these cases. Look at that beautiful contact, amazing contact, tight contacts, and they are anatomical. So sometimes if you feel that the floss is shredding, you get a finishing strip and just kind of slide it just once or twice. You don't have to do it too much. You don't want to weaken the contact. Once, I think, is is great. And then you can see now the contact, beautiful, and the floss never shreds at all. It's just amazing. A lot of people are going to ask if that first molar is going to need a crown. I don't think the crown is going to be beneficial in this case. It's just going to weaken the tooth more and more. A well-placed composite filling just lasts. Sometimes is a better option than a crown, especially if the tooth is too compromised, and you're going to have to weaken the tooth more. Now we're going to check the occlusion. Now, just where the occlusion is high, just very lightly brush. You see on like on the 7, and that's all what you need. You don't have to ruin your anatomy or anything like that. Just very lightly, and you want to make sure that you don't ruin any of the anatomy that you did. This is the beautiful result we got. You see the radial opacity of the composite we used, how deep the margins are, and this is the finished product. In my opinion, these fillings are going to last for a very long time. You take your time to to do a good job, and the patient appreciates it. You sleep well at night. Look at these contacts, very nice contacts. And I really want to thank everyone for watching. Please subscribe for more videos, and like and subscribe my channel. Thank you everyone for watching.